let's get it out of the way, Pancho. You were upfront about the snaps going back to December.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a couple of them came up in the spring game.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan talked about how you two were spending a lot of time even throughout the summer working on them.
Yeah.
So what does it look like now? What haven't we seen since April, the last 3 months that you've been working on with him?
I mean, being consistent with my snaps, kind of, having that connection with Dylan as well. I feel like we've built that connection has been gotten stronger ever since he's been here since January and stuff. So our connection and of how we communicate and stuff on and off the field as well is kind of built and came stronger as well.
How do you, other than just sheer volume of them, how do you try to simulate it in the summer where there aren't even 10,000 people in the building, let alone 50 or 100? So how do you try to emulate the sound, the noise, the things that make it a challenge?
Throughout the summer they really have they'll have speakers and stuff out there, so they'll be playing music and stuff, kind of to make that loud noise in the back and stuff. So I know I'm hearing Dylan's clapping and cadence of what we're supposed to do and let me know when to snap the ball.
How much does, I realize it's the summer, but will continuity on the line where in the spring it was kind of split half and half, ones and twos and stuff, how much will having the ones running together assist, if at all? Will it help with some of the snaps at all, or not?
Nah, I mean, not really. It's just me and myself. I just have to stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? Just stay consistent with my snaps and stuff, and not lack of one day at all. You know what I'm saying?
What goes into just getting better at snapping? Is it just volume? You just snap as much as possible? Are you watching?
Yeah.
Is there technique to it? What goes into that?
I mean, there's some technique into it, especially for me not playing center at all my whole high school career, and then coming into my freshman year, they throwing me in at center. It was kind of new for me, like I said before, but I think kind of just having that one point, you gotta stay consistent with that same, when you have a good snapping practice, just remember that, even when you get tired, you want to snap good.
What other things go into playing center, maybe that surprised you that goes along with it? It's a different responsibility than playing the other spots. Are there maybe some things in the summer or in this offseason you kind of go, no, that's another thing?
I say being vocal. That's one thing for sure. I was never the type of guy to talk a lot on the field. I was always the listener, and then whatever they tell me, I'll just pass it down the line. So with me being the center and this whole thing being new to me, I just probably saying being vocal and being the leader of the O-line, and also kind of the whole offense and making sure that we're set, because once we're set, then everything should go flow.
What's the relationship like with Jackson? How much were you able to learn from him playing behind him last year as a guy who was one of the top centers off the board in the NFL draft?
Man, Jackson, I thank him a lot, because he kind of calmed me down every time. Even throughout practice, when I have to go snap and stuff, Jackson just told me, just calm down, just play my game. And just before anything happened, just make sure the snaps get back to last year we had Bo and all those other guys. Just make sure you get the snaps back before you can do the play, because if the snap's not if it's not good, then we can't get the play going.
How important is it for you last year to have had your brother here to really help with the transition from Hawaii to college, all the different things that are going on with football school? How important was that for you?
It was really important for me, knowing that I had a brother over here who I can go back to and kind of get advice from, football, and not also just football, but off the field as well, with school and life in general, and how he did it, because like I said, I'm really thankful for my brother, because he kind of broke that door down for me, so I was able to have the opportunity to go play college football and play football as well.
Now, when we were at the Polynesian Bowl and you were up at Kamehameha and you pointed out your apartment to me,
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever sit in the stadium and think about the difference from looking out over that apartment building
it's crazy.
to here? What's that kind of define what that feels like to you sometimes?
It just lets me know that the world is much bigger than Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? My whole life, I just grew up on that small island in the Pacific Ocean. So when I'm out here and just standing over here at the Austin Club and looking down at the field, it's surreal and crazy. Just as a little kid who just used to just run around and just play on the island, and now I'm playing in the big stage, college football here in Eugene, Oregon.
Who's your primary competition at center right now for snaps and practice and
stuff? I think right now is with me and Charlie Pickard or Marcus Harper. There's numerous, but those two, or that'd be the competition for me with center and stuff.
Obviously, freshman year to sophomore year, people change their bodies. You get kind of advice back
Mm-hmm.
on. Did you do anything this year? Did you lighter? Did you gain weight? What did you do?
I kind of toned up and stuff, and then I kind of got stronger, because last year entering, I had some some injuries and stuff. So I think kind of getting stronger and stuff like that, and getting faster.
I can tell you, he leaned up.
He leaned up. What was your weight at?
I think when I
get it released yet, but where you at?
I think when I came in last year, I was 350. Now I've been flowing between 325 to 330.
How big for you was being able to get the chance to start in the Fiesta Bowl and get that real first opportunity to start at center in college?
Man, I say it's crazy, and I'm thankful for it because like leading up, like that whole practices we've been having for Fiesta Bowl, I didn't really have that much bad snaps, and then kind of the week and like the day before the game, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I'm really about to like snap, be the starting center for this game, and then the first game for me to start in is the Fiesta Bowl, like a bowl game, which is very important, and like just being able to snap to Bo, like I remember Bo telling me like when I had like a couple of bad snaps during the Fiesta Bowl practice, he was looking at me like, "Why are you nervous for? You was like doing this the whole week. Don't be nervous now. Just play your game, man. Stay calm." And then when the Fiesta Bowl game came, I just played my game.
Is Dylan somebody you looked up to when you were on the island before he was here?
It's kind of crazy because like I don't know if I said this in my past interview. Dylan was playing with all my cousins, so. Dylan played with a couple of my cousins, so that's how I knew Dylan. Like, he's one of the top quarterbacks to come out of the state of Hawaii. So, yeah, it was kind of crazy. Now I'm playing with him, so it's kind of good. I think when I was playing football and Dylan was in high school, I was like in middle school.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Do you ever think you'd be snapping to him in college?
Nah, I never think I'd be snapping to him because, like, I remember just sitting on the stands, or I was like those kids that used to go play in the back of the bleachers, and while the game is going on, Dylan then was playing. I'm over there playing with all my friends and stuff. So it's kind of crazy to know that we got two Hawaii boys, center and QB exchange. It's kind of crazy.
How do you feel like you're going to approach this year's fall camp differently than you did last year, coming in with the expectation of being the starting center?
I'm going to create better habits. That's one thing Coach Lanning kind of hit on today. I think I'm going to start creating more better habits and stuff, and don't get too like lazy and stuff, and just to stay consistent with those habits, because the habits that I create now is going to go on to the future and stuff like that.
How does this coaching staff get young players ready to play early in their careers?
Man, they give them a chance. I'm grateful and thankful that Coach Lanning, Coach Stein, and Coach Terry gave me that chance to step in. And also, like, coming in early, like, they really get, like, the strength staff, they get us ready, like, stronger, like, getting us stronger and faster. And then that's going to play out onto the field. So, like, I think they giving us a chance, like, all of us freshmen, like, giving us a chance to play on the big stage is real. So, like, anybody out there, just don't be intimidated. Like, there may be a senior or anybody in front of you, like, don't be afraid. Just go over there and attack and just get the job done. Because at the end of the day, the coach is only going to play the best 11. It don't matter how old or how long you've been playing here. They've been preaching that. Like, if you can play ball, you're going to play.
As a big guy, is there some extra excitement for you going into a conference that's kind of what they're known for, is the rough and tough, pound the ball up the middle?
Yeah, it is. We're gonna see. It's gonna be great. I mean, I know, like, Oregon being a Pac-12, we've been going against like speedy guys, like slim, like quick guys. Now we're gonna be able to test our strength and like our speed as well that we've been having throughout the years to go against all these other big teams like Ohio State, Michigan, and everybody like that.
Is there any road trip you're particularly looking forward to this year?
Man, if I'm being real, honestly, I say Michigan. Yeah, but right now my main focus is going through Idaho. Like the first game we got coming up in August, like, I just take it week by week. Michigan gonna come around, but my focus right now is getting ready for Idaho State.
We know Dylan's driven around some of the skill guys for throwing session. Have you gotten a chance to ride the van yet?
Oh yeah, I did. I think when he first got here, me and him we was doing like some center and QB exchange, like snapping, getting the feel of how he knows how I am when I snap and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see like for a guy who's like that high level drives in a van.
How many linemen do you think he could fit in there?
I don't think he could fit. I think about 3, like you said.
One in each row.
I think just one in the front, one in the back, and one auto in the back.
The receiver said he could fit like 6 of them. So.
Oh yeah, those 6 combined, us 3, that's 3 O linemen. So yeah, that's kind of crazy.
But yeah, just him coming in and the fact that he does drive a van and went out of his way to invite you to work on that stuff. What does it just say about how he wanted to approach this season?
It just shows that he's really serious and stuff, and that he wants to build that connection with us. With him transferring between 3 schools, like, I know it's hard for him trying to build a connection, like, especially I think this might be his last year, you know what I'm saying? So him trying to build that connection with us right off the bat, like, that speaks volume for us. It lets us know that this guy, he's not just going to be just our QB, but he wants to also be our brother as well.
Couple more.
How did you have to adjust your blocking and your technique when you made that move to center, when you're starting out of snapping the ball instead of coming out of a regular 2 or a 3-point stance?
Man, it's crazy because now, like you said, I gotta snap the ball first. Like the play, like I said, the play don't start unless I get the ball off. So like knowing that I'm the one in control of the ball, like I touch the ball every single play besides the quarterback and everybody else, like knowing that I gotta make sure like the ball gets there, then I gotta like bring my technique. The technique is kind of different, not that different, but like just knowing that once I snap, that D lineman is gonna come at me with both his hands. I only have one hand, and then I gotta start like playing that hand fight with him, stuff like that.
Last one.
What does it mean to you to be a Duck?
I ain't gonna lie, it's surreal. I love being a Duck, knowing that the amount of Polynesian players that came over here and made a statement. Like you have guys like Holoting out there, you got guys like Marcus Mariota, big from the islands and stuff like. Having guys like that kind of motivated me and inspired me to come here and play at the University of Oregon.